bloody
We had
Sunday
hundreds.
with you. You had
We had hundreds.
How many officers would you
Oh
say?
my God, they could go. It was so many. I mean, you couldn't see nothing but shine. One thing about the state troopers in Alabama, they shoes are shine, boy. They had them shine shoes. They were looking good. It looked like they put some extra starch in their shirt. And they also used to have passes. See, it was legal to have passes. Folks don't know. They go out and say, hey, you got a gun? You ain't niggas are not deputized you. So they deputized a lot of passes.
So everybody
folks
was
don't know
not.
what the passes.
Wow.
They don't know what the see.
Right.
They had a lot.
So they had a volunteer.
Baby, they had them passes.
Wow.
And when Bevel said Sheriff Clark had a lot of money, had a lot of folks riding in the passes. But they had passes, and people don't even hear that word.
Right.
And they would just go out and deputize people and give them the right to come beat us.
Right.
So, and people thought, I wouldn't take that issue. Well, you was there, you wouldn't do nothing because you're doing it for the whole.
Sure.
And, but so that particular day, it was so awful. John Lewis and that happened to Jose,
Yeah.
but Miss Boynton stretched out. We thought she was dead.
Wow.
Oh, Miss Boynton.
So then this happens, right? And
Uh-huh.
y'all weren't expecting that.
No, we wasn't.
Because they said they were going to arrest you.
Yeah,
They
Dr.
said-
King wasn't there.
Dr. King wasn't there. Okay.
Dr. King went to get his Nobel Peace Prize and he came back.
Right.
And he wasn't there. So what else?
So what happens when you all go back and you're like, oh my God?
Well, when we're back,
What just
Babylon
happened?
was headed that way. They was upset because Babylon wasn't with us either. Now this is what we did. The first Lord go to jail. He was gonna send the next crew. We had them lined up.
Right.
Take these to jail. Keep on sending them.
Right.
Just keep on sending them. So he didn't come out with the first group. He was back there still mobilizing, getting the second group.
Right.
Because we were organized. We tell folks, everybody don't do the same thing. If you can't go to jail, don't come. If you can't be nonviolent, don't come. Some folks march. Some folks raise money to get folks out of jail. Some folks go fishing. Some folks clean the fish, and some folks fry the fish.
Yeah, right.
Some folks make sandwiches.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, be on that circle.
That's right.
Don't not stand on that circle.
That's right.
That you must be on that circle of freedom. So I could never tell Melody to do what I do.
Right.
But you got to do something.
Everybody had a role.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
got a role. So
So you all go, it's a disaster.
it's
just, just terrible.
It's
right?
just and we just didn't know. So I went to the office Diane was, and Diane said, Miss Boynton, I said, she dead. She dead. But she wasn't dead.
Oh, good.
We thought Miss Boynton was dead.
Right.
You probably heard of Miss Boynton. Miss Boynton is very famous. Miss Boynton, she just died about a month or so ago. Very historical figure. Older lady who was very involved in, and she's one of them middle-class black women who was in Selma who always voted because she had a lot of property.
Wow.
And she would tell you that she invited Dr. King to come to Selma. Well, she did, but that's not why we were there. But
Right.
it's all right. She was very active with us
Yeah,
while we were
right.
there. So after that, then the whole world was, well, he kept saying the whole world watching. So then the world came down to be with us.
So what was the distance between Black Sunday and
Bloody Sunday.
Bloody Sunday? I'm sorry, Black Sunday.
That's all
Bloody
right as well.
Sunday- Bloody Sunday and the march when Dr. King went over the bridge.
Well, so Dr. King came.
How long was it?
Well, Dr. King, first Dr. King came.
Okay.
And he was very upset, and they went to the bridge and kneeled and prayed. This before nobody saw that.
Right.
So, but when Dr. King, when the whole world started coming, that's why Miss Valerie Utso, who got killed, the white woman. In fact, I was her daughter. We did a taping together last year. So I was with her daughter, and I was glad to see her because, she left 5 children behind. Valerie Utso. She was a white woman from Detroit who left her children to come, and they killed her too. And that's a whole nother. There's so many stories, Melody.
I know.
I can't tell it all to you, but anyway. So when Dr. King came and the whole world came, and we told.
How many weeks was it though, Dorothy? Between Bloody Sunday and
not that long.
was it?
It
Okay.
wasn't that long because we did it. It was the first Sunday. It was the first Sunday in March when we decided to march across the bridge because it's Palm Sunday.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. But plus people were coming from everywhere. We had to get mobilized.
Get mobilized.
I mean,
right.
people came from everywhere.
Was it a month? Was it
A few weeks.
few weeks?
I'm gonna look it up
wow.
and see because I might get that exact question
No,
again.
that's
Somebody
good.
ever asked me that question because I never thought in terms of days or months. It
Yeah.
was just action and what was going on. But a lot of things happened in between time. Reverend Reed got killed. Reverend Reed, he came and he was a minister. He came down, Unitarian minister, white Unitarian minister. He came down. We told him, you can't be trying to save them folks' soul. Because they was rough on the white folks. They called them nigger lovers, so they beat them terrible. Reverend Reed got beat so bad, I got a chance to see his daughter too. She said she still got the check Diane gave him. But when Reverend Reed got beat up, Diane got an ambulance to take Reverend Reed to Birmingham. Because he walked in there. He walked in the office. And Diane Bevel Nash said, hey, you gotta go, we gotta get you out of here, get you to the hospital. So it's a whole story she has to tell you about. So she
that
said
happened
no.
in between Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, that's the people coming down.
Right.
And he was at we was at the Walker's Cafe where we ate, and he was over there, and they saw him niggle up. He was over there trying to talk to them folks. They showed a piece of it in the movie, but it wasn't exactly the way it was. They
Right.
showed the incident. So Diane put him in an ambulance to go to Selma, or of course the Klans and all of them. You know, it was a scary time. But he died. Diane paid for, she wrote the check, and he died. Reverend Reed died. So it was a whole thing. We had all these activities going on.
Right.
Because now we done lost Reverend Reed, the Unitarian minister. More folks come down. Then we got the people from Chicago. That's how I met the Northern protesters. You might see that movement. But anyway,
Who was in the Northern protest that we would know during?
Jimmy Wilson came. Claudia King, Paul King's sister, came down. Claudia King.
Yeah.
She became part of our staff. Susan, Diane Smith, a whole bunch of folks came down from Chicago to join our movement.
Right.
And then we select our staff who's gonna be on staff.
Yeah.
So then we got Claudia, and they all their names is in Northern Protest.
So how much did the group grow from Bloody Sunday to when you actually went over the bridge with Dr.
Oh, so
King?
many. It was so
Really?
many. When we finally went over, so Dr. King was talking to Johnson, so was Coretta.
As in President Johnson.
President Johnson. That's why I say anybody who's representing us or leading us, take the position that they don't talk and negotiate on behalf of our people are wrong. Because even with that, Dr. King said, Johnson, you got to send the troops down here. We have to go across that bridge. We going. Now either you going to send them or we going to go on. The Staples singers came down, Mavis Staples
Wow.
and their father, they came down. They were they was down there with us the day we went across. Not Bloody Sunday, but the actual day. So Johnson, Dr. King was back and forth. Bevel was negotiating with Johnson. You had Coretta talking to Johnson. Why was this? A lot of folks said, we're going to go. Dr. King was trying to make sure that when we went across that bridge, that we had a right to federal protection.
Right.
He said, we have a right to have federal protection. This is our country. We built it. We are American citizens. And if we're going to be attacked by the Klans and all these hateful people, we have a right to federal protection. So when Johnson made the decision to send the federal troops, Dr. King said he done made the decision. Now, if Dr. King had not talked to Johnson, we would not have had the federal troops. And you probably had more, because they had snipers. We had camps all the way from Selma to Montgomery, camps all down the Highway 50, going down the highway, Highway 80. So we were going down the highway, and Johnson's to the troops, they was down there flying, walking around and all that stuff. More and more death would have happened. So it was a few weeks, Melody,
Wow.
but it was the negotiation with Dr. King and President Johnson. That's why Johnson didn't run again. And he said, we shall overcome. If you remember when he stepped down.
Right. Did Johnson try to dissuade you all, Dr. King, from going back over the bridge? Or in the negotiations?
I don't think he did. He might have said, you sure that's what you want to do? I don't recall.
Yeah.
Because it had to be some kind of...
So what did he tell the people in Selma to protect the actual march that day?
What did Dr. King or Johnson?
What was negotiated?
Well, that they would send the troops. That they would
Okay.
send the federal troops to protect us all the way to Montgomery.
Okay.
And we had to give them the route. I was a field staff organizer. I was not a field secretary. The field secretaries, along with Dr. King and all of them, you know, they put the route together. But one thing I must also say, Melody, this is very important. SLC, the reason we were successful, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, they never made a decision without talking to the field staff. Dr. King felt that we were troopers, and we were out there on the street, and they'd talk to us. So they would always say, what do you think? How should we move and what should we do? So SCLC had a structure that folks don't understand. We weren't no willy-nilly people.
Right.
We had a structure.
Right.
They saw the marches and people joining, but they never saw the staff. You had Southern Christian Leadership Conference. That's why they killed Dr. King and tried to destroy that structure. You had the board. But then under Dr. King, you had field secretaries. And they always responsible. It was like together like an army.
Yeah.
Bevel was in charge of direct action. That's where I worked under. We would go tear things up. Then Jose would come in and he would come back and do something else. And then Andy would come and say, oh, they crazy. Then he'd go back and do that.
Right.
We had a whole group of people that was systematic. We knew what everybody's job was. Dr. King said, I'm going to come in, I'm going to tear up 87th Street. Well, Dr. King said, Bevel, I think you better take your crew and tear it up because I done said it.
Right.
So we go tear it up.
And that's different from how we are today.
Right. Much different melody.
Right.
No structure.
No
Just
structure.
hollering and screaming. You know, I hate they just marching. No direction. Don't even have a plan. I mean, not an agenda.
All right.
No commitment.
Yeah.
You know, just hollering, not
Yeah.
even, and doing it in hate.
Yes.
Hate.
So, well, we're going to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we go across the bridge. We're protected. Another win.
Another win. And then we get to the Capitol. And I remember, and let me tell you, Melody, I was almost in the car with Valerie the day that she got killed. It was my grandmother the reason I went in that car. And her daughter and I, we had a real great loving thing together. They did a whole thing on us in Washington last year. They did a tape for some group. They brought us all together. But because I knew I was with her mother, talked to her mother, she had so many questions to ask me. We used to call, what's his name? I think of his name. He called him String Bean. He was in the car with her. He rolled down. See, we had Leroy Moulton.
Uh-huh.
Leroy Moulton, tall, skinny, black. So we had freedom cars taking people back and forth from Montgomery back to Selma after the march.
Right.
My aunt, Louise and Elsa, was with us, and they told me, Maria said that I should stay home. That I've been doing enough. I can come home, rest, eat, do all that, right? I said, I'm going back to Selma. I said, well, what all that crowd? I said, okay, I'm going home. Because I was going to ride back with Leroy, and the car was going to ride in the Freedom truck.
And what happened to them?
They, Valuso and Leroy was riding down the highway. And she was taking people back, but she didn't know about in the car with Leroy. The Klansmen saw this black man in the car with Valuso and shot up. They got a monument down on the highway for if you see it. In fact, we need to take a group to Montgomery to show all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
they got that new museum there.
I was there.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of history with a lot of stuff.
Right.
Well, I have so much to talk about.
Right.
So anyway, and if we want to go, I know the lawyer office is doing it. We can do all of this.
Okay.
So anyway, so we go back. They're on their way back. The Klan see this black man in the car with this white woman, and they lit it up. And the only reason Leroy did not get killed is because we called him String Bean.
So even after the march.
Oh yeah, that's when she got killed after the march.
Wow.
And
Same day or?
Same day. Wow. On her way back. On her way back. Remember now? So so Leroy said, no. When I heard about it, I said, Leroy was in that car. I thought Leroy was dead too. But Leroy being skinny, we call him String Bean, folded up and got up on the dashboard. When they turned to come back, a Freedom truck was coming down the highway. When Jane Warnham and the Freedom truck was coming, they moved off. So they had a joke with Leroy. They told, and I'm going to tell you, Melody, this boy had turned white. It turned white that week. It turned white. This boy, my age, when we was teenagers, before we knew it, Leroy hair was white. That's how much fear.
Wow.
His hair turned white after that. I mean, as a teenager, Leroy Moulton hair turned white. Turned white. That's the fear was deep. So Jamin say, when they pulled over and they got Leroy said, no, let me out, I'm running the cell, y'all ain't going fast enough. But he probably would have been dead if the Freedom truck wasn't coming in.
That's right.
Because our Freedom truck was going back and forth taking people.
Wow.
And she happened to be in the car with this black man, and they got him. That's how she got it. She had not been in the car with Leroy Moulton, or not driving her car, right? She would be alive.
Right. And so Dorothy, now we have this march. You are how old now at this march?
17.
Just
turned 17.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your next strategy? What's your next assignment?
Well, my next assignment was Choctaw County. When we knew we was getting the right to vote, I was assigned to Choctaw County, Alabama.
Okay.
Butler, Alabama is the name of the city, but the county is Choctaw County. I tell you, we dealt with county. So after our movement, they put together SCOPE, Summer Community Organization for Political Education. So we knew that we had to go down in those counties and train folks.
You training them for what?
How to vote as they get this new
Because
kind of
they
vote.
getting it-
It's
'cause
gonna
they-
come.
It's coming.
So what happened after that? We had college students from all over the country to come and be assigned.
Okay.
Well, I was assigned to a group of white students with one black student from Iowa University, Iowa State. They came down. They was assigned to me.
Right.
So I was in Choctaw County. We was out there teaching. They was helping teaching about these right to vote and how to do this and how to do that.
Were the black people receptive, or were they afraid?
No.
No, they were empowered.
At this point, it was
They were-
it was over with.
Okay, all right.
And
good.
you know, black folks are straight.
Yeah.
It was over with now. No,
They were ready to go now.
Yes, and they was out in these counties. They was letting these white kids stay in their homes and
Yes.
trying to protect them.
See, that's important to know because there are a lot of whites who were part of that in
Right.
assisting
Yes.
in registering.
Yes.
It's not always, everybody wasn't over on this side.
No,
Most of them were.
no.
But all of them were. There was some good white folks.
Oh yeah, we had our
Good.
staff was, but but they didn't come in. See, it was our movement that they assisted and worked
Right,
with. They couldn't
right.
tell us what our movement should be.
That's right.
But somebody said, I can come and say, Melody, this is how VON can be.
Right.
I can
got you.
come and help you and
But they-
assist what
they
you're
assisted.
doing. Yeah.
That's right.
So
Right.
anyway, so
So you're registering people to vote,
yeah, we are
right?
teaching them.
Teaching them.
Because we got them,
Right.
teaching them what they got to do, how you do, and all that. So I got this memo, and I got this telegram because we ain't got no
Right.
that I was to pack my clothes, and that I was to go to Montgomery. I was gonna get picked up. We was getting ready to get on a flight, and I was coming to Chicago.
How did you tell your parents that, Dorothy?
Well, by then,
By then, they were like,
well,
this
I
child is
want
gone.
assigned. I want to sign permanently here then.
Okay.
It was just a northern tour. I told my dear I was going on a northern tour. So, so Dr. King had chosen.
What did you think about Chicago?
I didn't like it. I tell you.
No,
what.
but I'm saying, what did you hear about it? What?
All I know about Chicago, my mama told me, is this man who had cut that woman's head off and put it on the, it was in the jet. You might not know, it was in the jet. It was in the jet. Or this man went to the bar and put the woman's head up on the bar. Do you know about that? You didn't despise it. I'm telling you the truth. Jet sold out so many jets, they kept on coming. Jet had it in there. And we kept getting, because my grandmother used to sell the stringers.
This happened in Chicago.
Yeah, so my grandma used to sell the stringers. We had stringers. They would bring those jets down and we bound. So that was the biggest thing about Chicago.
See, people think Chicago just got this way.
Uh-uh.
We've been gangsta all
Look,
our
they had
lives.
this man put this woman's head on a bar and this woman had a drink. While the head was up on the bar. So that's all I kind of knew about Chicago, right? That's all I knew.
Oh, wow.
And that's all my mom and my grandmother could say. They're kind of violent up there.
Chicago,
Yeah.
right.
But Dr. King wanted us to choose. So he selected the folks who he wanted to go. I was selected, and of course, all the young people who came from Chicago came.
You flew or you drove?
We flew up here.
Wow.
We flew. Somebody was sponsoring our flights.
Wow.
So anyway,
Where'd you go when you got here?
well, first thing, it's very important to know that Paul King's sister, Claudia King, she came with us because Dr. King and Beverly wanted to make sure the teenagers, we had some gangbangers from the west side who had joined our movement, Jimmy Wilson and all of them. They came with us to do this northern tour. So we toured north. When I got here, I had never in my life saw dog mess on the sidewalk, right? And all the houses looked alike to me, and it was just a strange place. But our job was to go in. We had a whole string of northern cities, because our team was going to decide what city we were going to work in. Of course, Diane was here, and Bevel wanted to be where Diane was, and then we had other folks who was leading on us to come. Everybody take responsibility for us being there, but everybody was leading on us to come, and they was fighting Willis Wagon and schooling it.
Yeah.
So we put together the march in Grant Park, and we went and all that stuff was doing that. So our job was to organize the march, get on the plane, go to the next stop. We got to Cleveland, House of Will, funeral home. Once
You left
again.
Chicago and went to Cleveland.
The advance crew.
Okay.
Not Dr. King.
Right.
See,
advance school.
We went to do the mobilization, keep moving.
Right.
Detroit, New York, Philadelphia, all them places. So when we got to the airport, there was a message waiting for Dr. King's staff. And it was that Dr. King was not comfortable with these people in Chicago. And he wanted his field staff to come back to be around him in this march.
Stop right there. Okay, that's perfect. We're going to pick back up right there.
Okay.
Where's Todd? You know what? They missing this. They missing so many. They going to have to listen to this entire interview This shit is so good. And they're missing marks, but Todd, okay, so where's the camera?
It's right here, I'm almost
Okay,
out, so I just gotta
okay.
switch your camera out. And then
Okay,
we
you got my
just-
camera?
No, where's that?
But here's where you all messing up. You all should be listening to this. She is giving y'all so many outtakes on this interview. Now y'all gotta do double work, because I was trying to give you a signal of when he reading and shit, he falling all over. You can't make y'all job easy. Y'all